Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to go over this space unit study that I put together when my daughter was in 4th grade last year, before I even knew what a unit study was. I was freshly off the block, just started homeschooling, and I just took a bunch of resources I had, put them together, and made what I now know as a unit study. So I'm going to go over what we used for that. So one of the resources that we used is this Science Comics Solar System. I've talked about this before, you guys. I really like these books. They keep the kids engaged while learning a lot of facts in a very fun way. And in this day and age, I feel like you can't go wrong with any type of learning comic book. So we used this. Also, we used something by Core Knowledge. Core Knowledge is a free resource. I believe public schools may use it, but it has ELA, science, history, and I think a couple more subjects. I haven't delved deeply into it beyond their science, but I did see they had a unit for 5th grade for astronomy, and this was totally fine for 4th grade. This has a lot of good information. It has good pictures. It has good graphs. It's very straightforward and to the point. It was very easy to use. I also got this book, DK, The Mysteries of the Universe. I mean, look at this book, you guys. It's just beautiful. And the pictures inside are stellar. I know it doesn't matter what it looks like, but it does help when something is pretty. So it's beautiful pictures, fun information, and it wasn't too cumbersome. I didn't feel like there was too much on a page ever. And it had a lot of really interesting things in here that my daughter liked that was like a little side subject, you know, like this ancient snowman. Also, we used this National Geographic Planets. Now I know it's level 2 and my daughter was in 4th grade, but I like this because it's very straightforward. It's very clear. The facts are very clear, and I just felt like it was an additional resource, and I had it around. So what I did is we would have science twice a week. So for each lesson, I would look at the science comic and I would check that upcoming chapter. And whether it was the moon, Earth, Jupiter, whatever it was, I would say, okay, so it's on Earth. So that day we would read the chapter on Earth, and then I would go through all the corresponding pages in Core Knowledge. And I would also go through all the corresponding pages in the DK Mysteries of the Universe book, as well as this planets book. And we would go through those pages that day. So then after we had read through all these pages, she would just do a very traditional draw what she learned and write some facts about it. Then after we finished the reading and the notebooking, we would go on to watching a video. My daughter is really into videos, and I found this gentleman named Mr. DeMayo. I'll put his information up here. He does really funny videos on several different topics, and he had a whole playlist on space. And my daughter just loved him. I don't remember how we came upon him, but so that was most, like, I would say 90% of the videos were him. And my daughter just loved him. There is factual information and it is funny, but it motivated my daughter. So the other times when I couldn't find a video from Mr. DeMayo that would match the subject that we were talking about that day, I went to Generation Genius, Learn Bright, SciShow. And so I just created a spreadsheet, and I would put each lesson was a day. I would put which comic book part we were reading, the other readings that we were doing, I abbreviated them, and then I would put the video that associated it. And this ended up being 16 lessons. So it took us 8 weeks to do. And my daughter really liked it. And I do like the resources that I picked as well. So while we were doing this space unit, I decided that it would be fun to read A Wrinkle in Time. I did talk about this in my read aloud videos from last year. I like this book. I like it a lot. However, I feel like a lot of it went over my daughter's head. And while we did finish it, and she did get a lot out of it, I definitely want to revisit this when she's in middle school and can definitely get everything else that this book has to offer. But that was fun, especially when we did it with this book of fun facts and science. This was such a hit, you guys, like so much fun. This has so many activities in it. A lot of it I can't show you because she wrote in it, but you make your own planet. There's a lot of different activities that correlate with what they're learning in the book. You're going over stars and learning facts about stars. You figure out how old you are on Mars. There's a bunch of star charts and fun activities that go with this. There's just so much fun stuff in this. My daughter really, really liked this. This was definitely a highlight for her last year. I feel like this, in conjunction with Wrinkle in Time, just really added some more fun and depth to the space unit. Now, we did do some art things. She did create a solar system at the very end. Now, knowing her style and understanding more about homeschool, I would have incorporated a lot more art than just a notebooking, and maybe some experiments if we could. It was my first time, but she really enjoyed it for what it was. So I hope this serves as some sort of inspiration or validation that it doesn't really take a lot. Curriculums are wonderful and wonderful to follow, and I would always prefer a curriculum, but I was able to do this on my own. She was able to get the information. She retained a lot of the information. So it doesn't have to be this huge elaborate thing. It can be as simple as reading books, doing some notebooking, watching videos, and call it a day. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I would love to talk to you. All right, I'll see you in my next video. Thanks, guys.